everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast, episode 31.
31, baby.
Fred, we're back.
We're back.
2 weeks in a row.
It's pretty cool, actually.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much.
I mean, let's start off with, like, the big news this week. It's shocking news that has just...
Is this, like, confirmed? Is this confirmed?
Yeah, it's on ESPN.com. This is 100% confirmed.
I haven't heard Meltzer at all, like, talk about this.
No, me neither.
This is really serious. It's like, this is really, like, cutting edge right now. Like,
It's really...
I don't even want to talk about it. But,
it's really sad. I want to make sure I get the information right, but I don't have the exact... all of the details, but unfortunately... Well, no, I guess it's, you know...
No,
it's
unfortunate.
It's his time. It's his time.
No.
WWE Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, at the age of 67, is dead. Lifting a lot of weights in the gym, baby! We got you, motherfuckers! Oh my god.
Nobody, but...
No, Fred sent me a synopsis of the article he saw because it was worded.
It was trending.
It was worded
on Twitter
so poorly, where they said WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair dead lifting
a lot of weight, and that was trending on Twitter. I saw a Twitter feed on the Facebook, and it said Ric Flair, and I'm like, oh, Ric Flair's dead. Like what else can Ric Flair? Ric Flair's either in jail or he's dead or OD. I don't know what happened.
WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair, 67, dead. Lifts a lot of weight. So, it was very misleading.
Yeah.
It was very misleading.
So, anyway, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
There. We're everywhere.
We're back, and we're here 2 weeks in a row, and we're back in our old spot. This is where we recorded the first couple of weeks of the podcast. Fred's wearing a Sabu shirt. I'm wearing my ECW shirt that I got.
Little ECW fang.
Terrible ECW reunion show I went to.
Which one did you go to?
I went to the Legends of the Arena. Legends of the Arena.
Hardcore. There was a couple of them. Hardcore Homecoming?
It was the one... No, I went to the one that was held by... I think Francine hosted it.
Oh boy, that's bad already.
Yeah, it was god-awful. This was probably like... It's gotta be 7 years. God, none that I was aware of. I mean, because I was there. But, it wasn't good, but I got some good, cool merch, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and this... Well, no one can see it on the audio, but we don't have an official affiliation with Pro Wrestling Tees, but supporting Sabu right there, that was for him, for all his medical expenses and stuff, so that he desperately needed. He's a pioneer in the wrestling world, despite what people would think of like him now. Mm-hmm. But dude, back in the 90s, dude, he was the man. Sabu was like my favorite wrestler. And
he was still
my dad's favorite wrestler too. Actually,
he was still good when they signed him. When WWE signed him,
2005
in 2005 for the ECW reunion.
Yeah, he had
some cool
matches like John Cena.
Yeah,
he fucked up John Cena.
That match he had with
so much
Rey
fun.
Mysterio at the second ECW One Night Stand was fucking crazy, except for the part where they ended the match for no reason.
Yeah, that was kind of lame, but...
So me and Fred don't actually have a lot on the docket to explain today, to talk about today.
Yeah,
so
there's not really too much going on.
I don't even know if we're going to make it to a full hour today, but because considering we actually got a lot of stuff out last week, we went for an hour and 20.
I got a lot out. I got a lot out. It was building and building. I got a lot
so much out. It was so great. The past week of wrestling has been... I thought it was a good week for Raw and SmackDown. We're not going to do a full recap of Raw and SmackDown like we used to do. You guys already know we've moved on from that... from that...
I wish I had a cigarette right now. How much I got out last week, dude. Oh my god, so good.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway,
enough of my silliness. I want to talk about SmackDown this week. I think it was a really good episode. I mean, I think that was really pretty much the only thing that I could really think of that was that we can actually talk about.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so Cena and Styles had their contract signing,
which I normally hate.
I do
too.
And I am a huge advocate of not hurting the tables, which they did. But the program was okay.
Did they?
They did. John Cena flipped the table over.
Oh, he flipped it over.
He
did. He didn't go through it.
He didn't go through it, but he flipped it over and hurt his feelings. So I was a little upset about that.
Okay.
So I'm a table advocate. You know, tables lives matter.
You're the advocate.
I am the advocate
for the wood incarnate table. I don't know.
Craig. Why?
What? Oh, you tried to cover
Get the tables.
All right.
Safe.
All right.
All right. So anyway, they had a contract signing, and I think it really went well.
It was a really good segment. I usually dread when they do these. They drag out these contract contract signings.
Yeah.
Especially when they get like obviously too physical, like right off the bat. This was really good. AJ Styles laid into Cena, and he talked about a lot of the things that happened when John Cena was feuding with The Rock. And Cena basically called him out and said, you know, The Rock was he's a part-timer. You left all the people behind that you know, who built you up and made you the star that you are. And he really, and apparently on Talking Smack the previous week, John Cena basically apologized for saying that. Yeah. Because he's basically become a part-timer himself as he's become kind of a movie star and a television star.
True.
So I really like that AJ Styles ripped into him for apologizing for that. He's like, no, you don't apologize. And like he's like trying to buddy up with Daniel Bryan. He's like, you and me, man, we wrestled all over the world. This guy just walks in and he gets a title shot? What is this bullshit? And I was like, damn, he's got a good point. Like, but then, as you were talking about before, John Cena also had a very, very good rebuttal.
Yeah, because I was like initially pissed from last week because, you know, as John Cena likes to do, he likes to be Mr. Goody Goody Two Shoes. He doesn't have a bad comment to say. Cena laid into Styles. Like, he ripped him a new asshole. I mean, maybe like, you know, not as bad as Styles maybe, but like he finally showed anger. He finally showed some sort of negative emotion towards somebody that's been
a dick to him.
A dick to him.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't do that, like,
horribly.
He didn't do that, like, smiling thing that he normally does where he just goes like,
yeah, alright, yeah. You know, which is like a total heat killer, by the way. Like, I can't think of anyone that's feuded more with John Cena and better maybe than Edge back in like 2005-6.
Oh, those are good feuds.
That was a good feud. They had a lot of great matches, and I just feel like John Cena really lost his edge over the last couple of years. You know, like we said, the smiling shit, what he did, and every time he always had respect for the wrestlers, and this time he didn't give any respect to AJ Styles. He was like, "I'm coming for that title, motherfucker, and you're gonna lose it."
It was a really good segment.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
It was a really good segment, and this is kind of like going along my lines of like SmackDown is right now far superior to the show that Raw is, and
that was the opposite of you, and now I'm swinging the other way.
You're coming back.
I'm swinging both ways.
Swinging you in. Reeling him in.
Yeah. I was one way, now I'm swinging towards another way.
Fred loves swinging between things.
I do.
He loves swinging between things.
No, wait, no.
You do.
I know what you're doing. Don't even start.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing anything. Start.
I didn't start.
Don't start.
I didn't say.
Because everybody knows the truth about me.
I love the awkward silence for just the podcast crowd who doesn't see the visual thing that we're doing here.
Yeah, I know. They all know.
Just like
all our followers.
Check me out. What was that? It was weird.
Straight.
Jesus Christ. So they have a match coming up at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
AJ Styles and John Cena. We talked about it a little bit last week. We talked about the different scenarios that could be happening going into WrestleMania. There's we talked about, I think we called it the old fallback scenario, and then we have
old fallback giant scenario.
Right, and then we have the
the smart mark way.
The smart mark way that people would want. Like a couple years ago when people would have wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble, they had Batista win the Rumble.
Hey, what's up, Brian Dixon?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Georgie Animal Steel was neighbor a few years back. Really? You were neighbors with Georgie Animal Steel?
That's awesome.
Did he bite your mailbox off? Or anything like that? Did he come with you with a green tug and kiss you? No? Just let me know. Okay, buddy? Anyway, Yes,
Go Tigers.
So the contract signing was really awesome.
It was.
Then on
was
top
really
of that, okay, so we're talking about the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Talk about the Braun Strowman bullshit or Roman Reigns. We don't know. Well, he doesn't.
We don't know anything.
He's not in it yet. We could have the awesome Jericho Owens outcome, which we would all love.
I think that's going to happen regardless. We just don't know
see.
what it's going to be for. It could be for nothing. It could be for nothing, or it could be for a title.
But then on SmackDown, before the contract signing was over, Baron Corbin came out and just laid a fucking new asshole into both of those motherfuckers.
I love
and
Baron
I was
Corbin
like,
right now.
He's like, I know this pussy's not going to fight, meaning AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But I know you will, so let's fucking fight. And they were about to go down because Baron Corbin said, I'm coming for Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And
AJ Styles kicked
And
him.
I was like,
I think
wow.
AJ Styles ended up kicking Cena.
He kicked Cena from behind.
And then Baron Corbin picked up the scrap.
him.
Yeah,
but I was like,
that was really good.
I was like, holy shit, right, Baron Corbin.
I really like Baron Corbin right now. Like,
that could be a sleeper. I mean, trust me, he's probably not. He's not going to win. He's not.
Yeah, probably not.
He's not going to win. I'm being a little upset, dude. Every fucking week, I come on this goddamn show to talk about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But you somehow
oily, sweaty men with no shirts on in their underwear.
But you like to question certain aspects of my life that I don't want to get into. Now, do we have to get into that?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We have
We
to.
can move on right now.
Because
But we can keep talking about it, too.
I want to set the record straight for everybody.
Okay.
I
Keep talking about it.
am I'm gonna leave it questionable.
Is this like Liar Liar when you say the pen is red and it's blue? Like you have Liar Liar and you're trying to spit it out, but like your body is like, no, you're dead.
No, it's just that I don't know what's going on in my life right now. I have different feelings for people. We're not gonna talk about Nia Jax or anything either. That's another thing.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Nia Jax.
No, don't talk about her.
Why don't you want to talk about Nia Jax?
You're gonna talk shit about her.
Of course I am.
But I don't want you to.
Why not?
Because I just think she's.
You
really
like Nia Jax?
No, I don't.
He likes Nia Jax.
No, I don't, dude. I'm not blushing or anything. No, stop.
You like Nia Jax?
No, I don't. No, dude, no. Why would I like her? First of all, I like Becky Lynch. No, scratch that. I love Becky Lynch.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Nia Jax doesn't fit into the picture. Or any picture.
No, she doesn't fit on the
So but just lay off of Nia Jax, okay? Because, I'm just, I'm just a little sensitive about it. I just think that you're a little mean about her, that's all.
Maybe I'm mean. Maybe
I'm
Fred's got a little crush.
No.
So we talked about the scenarios last week going into the Rumble.
All right, let's move on then.
I'm trying to just keep going about
She should win the Rumble.
Shut the fuck up.
Nah, okay.
She's not even in it. She might be, actually. Who knows? So we took... What did you say like that? You big gay Al? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's Mr. Slave.
I don't like vaginas.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. So we talked about the different scenarios last week. So with the Cena and AJ Styles feud, we didn't get any real... We didn't really, sometimes, with the progression of these feuds, especially for titles, you can kind of tell where they're going. I don't exactly know. I don't even know if... I don't know which way they're going. I don't know if they're... Who's going to win this one? I could see AJ Styles retaining this one. I could also see Cena winning the title going into WrestleMania. Obviously, that's a scenario they've done a million times. There's nothing that's happened in this last week that has solidified me one way or the other. Right now, I'm still 50-50 because I don't know what they're doing. I feel like, and I want to say that maybe they allowed AJ Styles to say a couple of extra things, because I think, as I said last week, I think he's going to make an eventual face turn, so they kind of gave him leeway, and that's kind of why I think Cena didn't jump down his throat right down the get-go.
Yeah.
Because he is all talent, and he kind of buddied up with Daniel Bryan, with like the whole, we were in an indie crowd. So
I think he was just sucking up.
He could be sucking up, but at the same time, I think like it's kind of like a tease of what is to come. Like, I've paid my dues type of character, and it's hard to keep a guy like him a heel long term, because he's a high flyer. He's
so
like,
good.
It's like Shawn Michaels. You couldn't,
right, exactly.
you could book him as a heel. He would be a good heel, but people will still cheer for him. Girls are probably attracted to AJ Styles, like they were with Shawn Michaels.
Maybe lesbians, but like, I don't know, soccer mom haircut.
Oh yeah, the soccer mom haircut.
Yeah.
We should go back to that buzz cut that he had in TNA. With, like,
yeah, he should.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
He looked like a surfer.
Yeah, I'm not digging the hairstyle. But I was thinking also the same, that I think Cena is going to take the title at Rumble, because if they're leading to this fact where the rumored match is supposed to be Undertaker versus Cena, so the streak's over. The streak's over. So why would they fight each other unless Undertaker was?
I think it's gonna be Undertaker.
This is going to be my last match. I want to face the best of this era, John Cena.
He
could go that way, or it could be like, I want one last run at the title.
Right. It could be like the Dolph Ziggler thing, where he's just going to put his career on the line for just for the fuck of it. Like he doesn't have to.
Maybe one last run at the title. Why not?
Could be for the title. It might not be. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like,
I wouldn't mind Undertaker as champ for a month. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't mind.
I think he would lose, though. I think he would lose Undertaker at WrestleMania in that case.
Well,
so I mean, we have to see. I mean,
it's a lot.
We still have a lot of time. We still have to see what happens at the Rumble. Like, AJ Styles very well could retain. So. What next do you have on your SmackDown docket?
Looks like Ziggler is going to be, or has made a heel turn at some point.
It was kind of like gray, but like you don't really know if they're just they're going to play him off as like a frustrated heel, a frustrated face who's just like angry.
I think he snapped.
He snapped.
Yeah, because he lost to Corbin. Which, no offense to Corbin, but he's
lower. He should be
lower to mid card. Let's say, right? Yeah. He's on his way up.
Lower on the card than Dolph Ziggler should be.
Correct. And then Baron Corbin beats him square in the ring. I mean, like, no doubt about it. You know, and then all of a sudden Kalisto comes out to try to save him. Right. And Dolph Ziggler gives him the super kick. Right. It was Kalisto's super kick.
The crowd was fucking all over that.
And the crowd was fucking all into that, which was awesome. I was dying.
I love it when somebody makes a heel turn and people fucking love it.
I know.
Good. Why'd you do that? They're just like, finally, somebody did something.
Yeah, that I'm just a little afraid because, like, I don't want the feud, because then, like, later backstage, Ziggler was packing up his shit, and Apollo Crews confronted him, and then which guy got into a scuffle. Right. So I'm hoping it's not going to lead into a Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews feud.
Oh, that's exactly what it's going to do. That's exactly what's going to happen, because Baron Corbin's going to continue his feud with Kalisto, at least for the immediate future, because that's obviously not over. Unless they're going to do a Dolph Ziggler versus Kalisto thing, but I don't know why they would involve Apollo Crews at all in that scenario. So.
Yeah, it's a little random. At least unless they save like maybe Ziggler Corbin for WrestleMania. I think that would be a good match.
I'm very excited about Dolph Ziggler being a heel, though. I mean,
just in general,
he's been so stale as a face. Aside from when he put the when he put his career on the line to win the Intercontinental title a couple months ago, like that was great. And his matches have been good. Like nothing's been wrong with him. It's just like
he's always been good.
He's like the Usos. The Usos just remember they were treading water, and then they turned heel, and they're just like, oh, they're different now. Like I suddenly now
let him go with it.
I want to see what they can do now. That's what I want to do with Dolph Ziggler. He's been a face for like 3 or 4 years now, and it's been long enough. Like we were at the WrestleMania where he should have cashed in Money in the Bank, and he ended up cashing in the night after WrestleMania 29. Yeah. And I feel like right after that he turned face pretty much. He was still a heel at that point, so
he did by default. Like the crowd was so into him, and then he beat Alberto Del Rio, who was a heel, so it made sense that he would be a face, and they would start a program. So
he's basically been a face ever since then, and it was okay for a while, but he looks like I don't want to, this is going to sound like stupid, but he looks like an asshole, doesn't he? Like if you saw a guy who looked like Dolph Ziggler, wouldn't you kind of think like,
yeah, he's a tool.
Like, oh, that guy's a fucking tool. Like, he's full of himself.
Yeah,
like,
no, totally.
That's something WWE doesn't play up to enough. Like, they do it with The Miz. The Miz is a totally hateable guy. Like, people hate him.
Yeah, and he can't be faced. He's tried it before.
He's tried it. It's
not
completely bombed.
The only time it's worked is when him and Ron of Truth Killings went on that. They got fired and then beat the shit out of everybody. Right. But that was kind of cool. Anyway, I've made this comparison on the previous podcast. I consider Dolph Ziggler the Shawn Michaels of the modern era. It's just that he's not, unfortunately, pushed as much as Shawn Michaels
he never will.
has and will. Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time, in my opinion. But Dolph Ziggler, I think his problem was, like, he had this period of time where he had all these kind of, like, gimmicks. Like first he was with, first he was with Vicky Guerrero. He was, like, the boy toy. She was the cougar. And he'd kind of, like, show off in the ring. And that was cool for a little while for a mid-card thing. And then he started that horrible Lana feud where, like, he was wearing that stupid jacket with, like, they spelled Megadeth wrong, which was, like, fucking stupid. Yeah. Like, how does that get oversighted? And then, like, he goes to SmackDown, and then he's dressed up like, he wears, like, this.
He looks like Alex. He looked like Alex Cooper for Alice Cooper for the last, like, 3 months. He's looked retarded.
And then for another 3 months, he looked like Anderson Cooper. Like and
everything about him has been stale too. Like, his look, his theme song has been the same for, like, so many years. He finally changed his finisher to the super kick recently, and I love that. That was the one thing he did well. So I'm very excited about Ziggler turning heel. I don't know where he goes from here. I don't know if this is going to amount to anything big for him. I hope it does. I just don't know. I don't know. The WWE just maybe he might be a Jericho type of guy where Jericho only has achieved a lot of success as a heel. Yeah. He's never really he's been effective as a face, but he never achieved like high level acclaim as a face. Like Jericho,
no, he's
all of Jericho. I think Jericho's
best work as a heel.
I think all of Jericho's 6 world title reigns. I think he was a heel for every one. He was never a face. So
I've always liked Dolph Ziggler as a heel.
Me too. I mean, that's when I fell in love with Dolph Ziggler back in the day. I want to say like 2011 or 2012.
You're the one calling me gay. You just told everybody that you fell in love with him.
I loved his work in the ring. Yes.
Fell in love with him. Okay.
I fell in love with Dolph Ziggler. He was back in the day. He was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch every week on Raw because he was so good at like just the basic things like bumping and executing a move and like I don't know selling. Very good at selling. Oh my god, he was amazing at selling. Then he got hurt for overselling pretty much, and he had to like dumb it down a little bit. But
he got that concussion that really derailed him and stuff like that.
It really did.
Took him out for like forever. I felt like they like did that on purpose almost. Like, some people come back super quick, like John Cena, and like Dolph Ziggler was gone for like a year for one concussion. It was a little odd, but okay, I'm gonna whatever. A lot of interesting things are happening on SmackDown. Now that I'm watching it more, I'm seeing these little subtleties that are building slowly, which is nice.
Yep.
Which is nice. It's not like Raw where everything is thrown together. I mean, like they have a lot of the times they have the same matchups every week, and that's not really their fault. I understand that, but
they're limited with their roster.
It's limited. It's annoying, but I can get past it because the match quality is so great. But like I said, like this Ziggler thing. This Ziggler thing kind of did start all the way back to the Miz program.
We talked
where
about
he was
that,
frustrated and very frustrated and was almost going to retire. I mean, that was a very subtle thing, and then it led to this.
We were talking about a Ziggler heel turn back then, too.
We were.
We're like, because he was getting really frustrated with every loss that he had, and since then... I think back then we were talking about possible heel turns for him, like, he's just going to keep losing until he snaps. So maybe they waited a little too long for that, because, like, he kind of, like, hasn't done much in the last, like, month or so. Ever since he lost the
Intercontinental a little long. A little too long. They pulled the trigger almost.
He should have done this. He should have done this the day he lost the Intercontinental title. That's when he should have done this.
Agreed. I'll go with you.
He should have snapped on the 900th episode of SmackDown, which was like a month ago now.
Yeah.
That's when he should have done it. Like this last month, he hasn't really done a lot. He's he had a WWE title match on SmackDown randomly. It's like that triple threat match, but like nobody thought he was going to win. Let's go on to the next part of SmackDown.
All right. So the next big thing the big thing that did happen this week was Dean Ambrose.
Fred's favorite.
Yeah, my favorite. My favorite fucking fuck of a fuck is the new Intercontinental Champion. So guess who he beat? My fucking favorite wrestler, top 5 anyway, The Miz! And I'm fucking pissed, dude. And I know that you might not be as pissed as I am, but I'm fucking furious at this. And I texted you that day when I found out.
You did.
I was pissed.
I hadn't watched it at that point, but I had a feeling, because I knew that was a title match going into the show, I had a feeling it might happen. But
now the match was awesome.
It was great. It was a very good match.
I'll give him that.
SmackDown was great. It was really great.
It was a great show.
It was a great thing. The Ziggler heel turn, the Cena Styles program.
You got me at the end.
And the main event was great.
Yeah, you got me at the end. Maurice got thrown out for slapping Dean Ambrose. Then he almost hit the what is Miz's move called? The
skull crushing finale.
Yeah. Reversed it. Dirty Deeds. Got him. I mean, you got me hook, line, and sinker. But I fucking hate you. This is me fucking you in the ass, Dean Ambrose.
So weird just on the audio version of the podcast. We're just hearing skin rubbing up. Oh god, this will annoy me so much. This doesn't.
Unless Miz wins it next week, I'll be alright.
This doesn't affect me as much as it does you, because I think this is the beginning of the Miz.
This is my sad glasses.
I think your Miz glasses. He wears glasses like that too. Awesome! I think this is. I think they needed to take the title off of Miz, because I actually think,
doing this for you, Miz.
As horrible as it sounds, like back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, but like one of our first episodes of the WWP, we had talked about. I think they were doing a Cesaro Miz like mini program for the Intercontinental title when they were both still on Raw and SmackDown, and we said like Cesaro winning the title would kind of like be like too low for Cesaro, and Miz having the title, it's like the title is making Miz like. I'm at the stage now where I think the Miz doesn't need it anymore, because he's just elevated his game so much in the last year that he doesn't need the title.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm torn because you do have a good point.
I think he's going to go on to bigger things now. Like I think
I hope so. That'd be great. Like I would enjoy a nice Cena Miz program.
It could be AJ Styles too,
if he does the face turn, right?
Yeah.
Because God knows Miz is not having a face turn. I like SmackDown.
Ziggler just turned heel too, so they have a lot of heels already now.
The only thing I will say about the whole scheme of WWE Universe right now is I'm liking these little mini feuds that are happening within the whole realm of these feuds.
Yeah.
Like even on Raw, they had like Roman Reigns, Braun, Rollins, Jericho, Kevin Owens is like they're all in this like kind of like fucked up mix of fucking analness, and then all of a sudden you just see like Sami Zayn's in there fighting against Braun.
Oh my god!
And then like last week, this past Tuesday, where Corbin and Ziggler had a great match, and then all of a sudden Kalisto's music hit, and I'm like, oh right, Kalisto.
They've been secretly handling these like crossing feuds.
I like these little mini feuds, though.
Me too.
I'll call them mini feuds. I call them like side stories. I'll call them side stories. But yeah, they're not going to lead to much except for getting the guy over.
Right.
But I like it.
I like it too. I thought this week of WWE programming was actually very well done. I know you didn't want to talk about Raw a lot, but like you just mentioned,
I just thought it was boring.
I thought Raw was really good this week. The Braun Strowman Sami Zayn Last Man Standing match was really fucking good, and I was surprised by how well they both work together because we all know Sami Zayn.
I can't be surprised at that.
Sami Zayn is an established wrestler. We all know that he's got years of indie experience as El Generico. But
keep these sunglasses on for the Miz.
Okay,
this is for you, Miz.
Great,
awesome.
I hope you poke your eye out. I thought this week's Raw was actually much better than previous weeks. There was still a lot of like unnecessary stuff that nobody cares about, but for the most part it was good. We had the last man standing match, which was great, and they didn't really. We all knew Braun Strowman was going to win this match, but they didn't make Sami Zayn look bad at all. Like, he had his offense, he had his moments. They did this great spot where they jumped off the stage together. He did like a crossbody to him, and they fell through a table. And
that's cool.
It was a good match.
Honestly.
It was really good. I would go back if I were you. I would go back and watch it.
I'm going to.
I was a little skeptical of last man standing match. I'm like, they're just going to squash Sami in 3 minutes, but no, it was a really good match, and the crowd was just so into it. And ultimately, Braun won, but it's not.
It was expected, and it was fine because they're building him up. So
they're building him up.
Whatever.
Again, we don't know.
Sami will be fine.
We don't know if they're just building up a big guy for the Rumble or if they're actually building up the guy who's going to win it.
No, I had shut my TV off on Raw earlier because I was a little upset about stuff at that point. So,
Raw in general was.
I was upset.
What were you upset, Fred?
No, because fucking Bayley fucking beat Nia Jax, so I was like a little pissed off about that.
Oh yeah, they had a number 1 contenders match for the women's championship at the Royal Rumble. Nia Jax took on Bayley.
Fuck it.
Fred's apparently upset that Nia
Jax.
Why?
Bayley?
Why?
She's fucking 100 pounds.
So?
Nia Jax like 300 pounds of fucking sexiness. And I just think that Nia Jax, dude, she's fucking the future of WWE.
Oh, honey.
Fucking Bayley, I'm gonna fucking hug your cock off. What? No, I don't know what that meant. No. Listen, dude. I'm all for, like, getting people over and stuff, whatever, but I just think that Nia Jax has got a lot going on. Hey! You know, fuck this. No, because I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'm seriously done.
He left. What a piece of shit. Oh my god. What a little baby. He has a crush on it. Oh, he's back. Look who came back. Look who came crawling back. Don't drink that. Oh, dude.
I need alcohol for that. Okay.
That was...
Hey! Fuck, man.
The,
whatever. I get that point. I get that point. They like skinny girls. Okay, fine.
I know you're playing a gimmick right now, Fred, but this was actually...
This is no gimmick, dude.
This is a really good segment that I'm trying to get out. And keep going on.
Why are you laughing? Because when you laugh, I laugh, and then I get more annoyed because I'm laughing with you. This is a serious fucking thing for me. I'm trying to stay straight, as always.
Why would you need to try and stay straight?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, like, I'm trying to stay focused on Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
No.
Fred, can I ask you a question?
I don't want you to, but okay.
Do you like Nia Jax because she reminds you of a fat man who can sit on your chest?
No comment.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, so they had a women's... obviously...
No.
This should have been obvious for you. Because they started the program with Sasha and Nia Jax last week. So Sasha came out and distracted Nia Jax, and then Bayley ran up the top rope and hit Bayley to belly off the turnbuckle and got the win. So she's going to face Charlotte at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I thought this was a good segment. The crowd really popped for it. I heard a rumor now that they're going to start building Bayley the exact same way that they built up Daniel Bryan a couple years ago. I just read this on the internet today.
Yeah, because I think like Stephanie said something to her backstage
She
about
did,
like
and
her
she kind of
being
like she
a piece of
dismissed
shit.
her. Yeah,
Yeah, but I totally agree because like Nia Jax would have not.
Fuck you! I can't even talk to you about
All
that.
right, fine. You want me to be serious?
I want you to be serious.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. Okay, fine. They're going with this Daniel Bryan, Bayley kind of thing. I'm cool with that. I guess,
underdog thing.
Yeah, as long as Stephanie shits all over her, I'm fine. Hug her fucking dick off.
Oh boy.
But okay, you talk serious about it for a second.
No, that was really it. I think
it'll be a good match.
It'll be a very good match.
Not as good as Nia, but it'll be good a match.
Shut the fuck up.
What? Dude,
I can't. No, I have to move on. I have to move on.
This is the occult. This is like Hogan versus Andre WrestleMania 33.
Shut the fuck up,
dude.
Who's
ball dropped, motherfucker?
Good. Maybe your balls will drop.
They have.
Yes.
I have testimonies. No, I mean like I've seen. No, I went to the doctor a couple times. They've told me.
I thought you said you have testimonies, mistaking the word for testicles. Like I have testicles.
No,
like you didn't know what the word was.
No,
I thought that was what you were going with there, and that would have been genius. And I kind of wish you just played along with me there for a minute.
I have.
That's what they're called, right?
Testicles.
I have 2 testimonies.
I have 2 testimonies.
Do you remember when Test and Stacy Keibler was a thing, and you remember like they had the Canaanites and they had the Jerichoholics? So yeah. Stacy Keibler said like, I know what we'll call your fans, testicles, and everybody just went,
super hot.
It was well,
wait, I mean,
oh my god,
sorry. No, it was kind of lame. No, it was stupid.
So what else happened on Raw? Probably my favorite moment of the whole show was the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho involvement on the show.
The best stuff ever.
Of course. They start off the show. Mick Foley starts off Raw, cutting a promo. He starts talking about the Royal Rumble match where Jericho will be in a shark cage above the ring for the WWE Universal title match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. And so Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho come out immediately. Don't even let him talk for a little bit. And they just they start fucking letting into him. Stephanie comes out, and my favorite part of this entire segment, I don't know if you caught this, but they said okay, so Stephanie's like, all right, Chris, well, you're gonna face Roman Reigns for the United States title match today. And Mick Foley goes and we're gonna ban Chris Jericho from ringside, and obviously he fucked up, but Kevin Owens' reaction to this was fucking phenomenal.
I do sort of remember this.
Kevin Owens just yeah, he's in the match. Jericho's I am Chris Jericho, you stupid idiot! It was so fucking great. Foley has been fucking up every week. He said the wrong city the last week, and then this week he said Chris Jericho's banned from ringside in his own match.
He's fucking up a lot.
So it set up the United States title match later in the show.
Whatever.
Which was okay, but
I'm sorry, I just, Yeah, I was not really into this stuff because I've seen the match a couple times already.
I have too, right? But it was a good match.
Nothing exciting to me, honestly.
Jericho did a little Eddie Guerrero tribute. I don't know if you saw that part.
No.
He did the thing where he grabbed the title when the referee wasn't looking.
So yes, of course.
He threw it at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns caught it. I was like, oh my god, because one of the stipulations was that if Roman Reigns gets disqualified, the title will change hands, which is not normal. So there was a brief moment I was like, oh my god, this would be awesome if this is how the fucking title changed from Roman Reigns. But eventually the referee he was just I'm not sure, I don't know what I want to do. And then Roman ended up winning. But I thought that Jericho doing that was obviously it was a subtle tribute to Eddie Guerrero. But at the same time, I think it was also kind of a premonition of his face turn, which I think is going to happen at some point because he is going to feud with Kevin Owens at some point.
Yeah, you can't have it's very rare to have a heel versus heel program that really works. One of them has to be face, and I think that more people sympathize with Jericho. Like, Jericho is just like this guy that is a lovable guy, but he's very into his own world.
Yeah,
with the list
and his gimmick is over as crazy
like,
too. Like,
Kevin Owens is a dick.
Kevin Owens is
a dick and is using Jericho for him. Obviously, we've seen like Jericho helps him all the time. Kevin Owens never helps him, so he's the sad dog puppy guy. In the whole between them two, and I'm feeling that.
Right. So Kevin Owens was banned from ringside in this match because he lost a match earlier in the show to Seth Rollins by DQ. So later in the show, Stephanie created the Kevin Owens Show, another talk show segment. I'm so happy. But this was my favorite talk show ever for no reason other than the fact that the fucking guy had a fucking Kevin Owens mask in front of his face and just stood in the ring as the sign for the show. It was fucking brilliant. What did you think of that?
I also liked it. I also liked that they all had like this nice table, and then they had this little beach chair. Goldberg is fucking cock couldn't even fit.
It was the worst set ever. It was like the contract signing table. It was great.
It was
fucking
done on purpose, obviously.
Yeah, it was done to be purposely bad.
It was funny as fuck.
It was really funny.
Yeah, it was good.
So Goldberg comes out. He was their first guest on the show. Before Goldberg came out, Jericho announced that he was going to be in the Rumble, and they hinted
as entry 2 or 3. I got a little.
He didn't say.
Okay.
He just said he's in the Rumble. They confirmed early in the show that all 3 members of the New Day were in the Royal Rumble. Who cares? But Jericho said he was in the Rumble.
Woods might win.
And Kevin Owens was upset with this. Like, he was like, "Oh, why would you be in the Rumble? What would you do?" It's like, don't you understand? Like, we're already Universal Champion. If I win the Rumble and I face you at WrestleMania, we'll still be the Universal Champion. And you could tell Kevin Owens was a little pissed off about it. And then they got interrupted. Goldberg comes out.
Because Kevin Owens has been playing
exactly.
Up,
but at the same time,
the whole time he's doing it to Jericho, to make him happy. He's obviously doesn't give a fuck about that, The
whole time I'm watching the show, I'm kind of worried though. I'm like, they're really not playing up the Jericho Owens thing, and then that was like a very brief, very quick snippet right before Goldberg came back.
Very nice touch.
So I'm not, but at the same time I was like, did they just throw that in and be like, oh yeah, let's make Jericho a threat too, like, or is that the storyline they're going with? I still don't know because it's all
they're definitely going to fight at WrestleMania.
They're definitely going to fight at WrestleMania.
Title or not, they're going to.
It should be for the title though. It'd be so much better. It would be so much better.
Of course it should be for the title.
Because if Jericho won the Rumble, then you would just see Kevin Owens fall apart. Like, their friendship would just dissolve based on that. And Jericho
would get a huge pop.
Oh my god,
yes. A huge pop.
Yes, definitely.
If he won the Rumble. Like, even like Santino won almost a couple of years ago, and people
were fucking
going nuts.
I forgot about that.
Like, really, Santino was going to main event? But anyway, like, people would flip their shit because Jericho's over as hell, whether we like it or not. So,
yes,
that would be awesome.
So I was a little worried though going to Raw because it seemed like they weren't acknowledging any dissension between them until Jericho said he was in the Rumble. So I was like, okay, they're still going to play that up. I'm okay with that. Yeah. They didn't touch on it a lot. I feel like they just kind of threw it in at the last minute. So I'm kind of starting to lean towards Jericho's not winning the Rumble at this moment. As of this last week's Raw, I'm feeling like he's not going to. They're still gonna feud. I feel like I don't know how, but
there's a lot to think about.
So Goldberg
on both shows.
So let's talk about it. Goldberg comes out, and Goldberg. I mean, it's cool to see Goldberg back.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's cool.
He's just like he's not great on the mic. He's very intense when he talks, but he literally, I think he only said jackhammer and spear, pretty much. Like, that's the only 2 words in his vocabulary.
He's over as fuck,
He's very over, and good for him at being like a 50-year-old fucking retired wrestler for 10 years.
Yeah, but there's no doubt. I mean, he's over. You can't really dispute it.
So, and then he's in the Rumble. Paul Heyman comes out, teases that Brock Lesnar's there. He's not there. And he's talking about how Brock Lesnar is going to win the Rumble. And then Roman Reigns, of all people, comes out. I still don't know why Roman Reigns came out in this segment. He already beat Jericho earlier in the show, so I
don't even get why that was the case.
Yeah, but I guess because he's feuding with Owens, but whatever. So then he gets into a stare down with Goldberg. They both double spear Braun Strowman, who now comes out, who also announces that he's in the Rumble. So
the whole shit.
These are the big guys right now in the match that they are really pushing. They're pushing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jericho's really pushed, but he's involved in this main event program that happened on Raw, so I'll throw him in there. Jericho, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg. So those are your four favorites right there. Right? Those are the only, there's not many. The only other people confirmed are Baron Corbin and the New Day.
Yeah, so I think, even though, SmackDown is going to be in the match, this Royal Rumble is centered around Raw.
Yes.
Essentially,
Raw, yeah,
there's no one from SmackDown that's
hasn't
going
even
to win.
really talked about it except for Baron Corbin. He's the only one.
And I don't think anyone from SmackDown is going to win this. It's going to be someone from Raw, honestly.
Yeah, obviously. It should be because Raw needs the draw right now. SmackDown's working as it is. It doesn't need a guy to win the Rumble right now because it's just working.
Yeah.
Raw's normally it's not that good. This week was pretty good, but I don't know.
It's better than other weeks.
Yeah, definitely better than other weeks.
SmackDown was really good, though. I'll give it to SmackDown, and it actually beat the ratings.
They did
this week. The ratings war between SmackDown and Raw.
Hey, it means something.
It means something.
Something's working.
And people are saying hey, it's AJ Styles,
honestly,
it's John Cena. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's John Cena necessarily, but
you can't even blame. You can't even. I mean, okay, yeah, Cena came back, and that probably bumped the ratings a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know the Nielsen scores, honestly. So it could be 2.1 to 2.2. I don't fucking know.
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? But good for SmackDown because SmackDown's been a little underrated and kind of cast in the shadow. Shane McMahon's not even on the show anymore. By the way,
no.
Fucking Shane McMahon's gone. Bye. Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
At least Stephanie shows up. I mean, she's a bitch, but at least she shows up.
Yeah. At least they have Daniel Bryan though on SmackDown because he's great.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Daniel Bryan.
He's been good on the mic. He's been surprisingly he's really evolved as a good talker over the years.
Yeah,
because he wasn't really known as a good talker. He was okay. He was never oh my god, Daniel Bryan, really? Now he's
he wasn't known for it, but he actually kind of was. But just from following a lot of movies. But it wasn't his strong suit. I mean, his strong suit was wrestling, and
obviously.
But I mean, because Daniel Bryan's just got this. He just acts like himself. It's just normal. Doesn't put up with shit. And that's it. I don't know. It's. He's doing really well. I'm surprised, actually. I'm really begging for a Miz Daniel Bryan match. I'm begging for it. I think it's not going to happen, but I want it to happen so badly, man.
The further it goes by, the further likelihood I think it's not happening.
You didn't see Talking Smack this week?
I did not. I never watched that.
He fucking blew a gasket. The Miz blew a gasket.
Right, I did read about that. Right,
he fucking flipped the shit. So the feud's not over between them, and we still got 2 and a half months.
Could also be the reason that he dropped the title.
That's also true. Daniel Bryan's not going to fight Miz for the IC championship.
No, I mean, why would he? Yeah. So maybe it's still a possibility. I don't know. They gotta, if they want to start fucking building that shit up, they gotta start getting on that. Same thing with the Triple H Seth Rollins thing, that which has gone nowhere other than Seth Rollins mentioning him a couple times in the last couple weeks.
Well, it'd be nice for Triple H to show up.
Right? We're all right. It's fucking January. We have 4 months to build this matchup. You should start fucking appearing on shows so that we can have something to look forward to. Yeah, I don't want your first appearance to be at WrestleMania. That'd be fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was predicting him to show up at fucking SummerSlam. Back in the day when we were talking about it.
You know what's gonna happen, right? Now.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck him over at the Rumble.
Yeah,
obviously.
That's obvious. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, of course, that's written on the wall.
Seth Rollins isn't confirmed for the Rumble, but he doesn't have a match at the Royal Rumble, so
which can't happen soon enough for Rollins because he's been floating in fucking dead water for a long time.
Yeah,
long time. I feel bad.
So he needs a little spark. So Triple H, obviously, I think will eliminate him. Maybe he'll do one of those double elimination things. I don't know what he does. Maybe he's not even in the Rumble and he just attacks him backstage. I don't even know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, it could be.
The one thing I did want to talk about is next week, this upcoming Raw in a couple days, they already announced a match for it. It's going to be for the United States title in a handicap match between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns.
Interesting.
Now they've stacked the deck against Roman Reigns for several weeks now for the United States title. He beat Jericho a couple times now, so I'm under the impression that he is probably going to lose the title because who cares about the United States title in this circumstance? You know what I mean? I don't think Kevin Owens is going to win it. I think Jericho might win the United States title. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Roman Reigns retains. But if Roman Reigns loses the title on Raw, and this is going to sound shocking, I am rooting for Roman Reigns on Raw. Because if he fucking loses the title, he's going to win the WWE Universal title against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble.
I know.
And we've said it a million times. I just don't want Roman Reigns in the main event every fucking year going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it can't be the case.
He's been rejected how many years in a row now? This is going to be the third year in a row. Where is WrestleMania this year again?
I don't know.
I forget.
I know where WrestleMania is going to be the following year because they just announced it. It's going to be back in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it's going to be this year.
Orleans.
I think it might be in Miami. I might be back in Florida.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Let's not commit.
It's not going to be here, so
right. So we won't.
New York. I know.
I would. So that's the thing. It's like I fucking like Brock Lesnar and Goldberg are obviously their program's not over. Goldberg has signed on for another wrestling pay-per-view too, so he's going to wrestle at Fastlane also.
Right. Exactly.
And WrestleMania. So. You figure the long term there is he's going to end up fighting I'm losing my train of thought here. Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He's probably going to face somebody in between that makes sense going into Fastlane. But, so that feud is pretty much confirmed. We have the Triple H Seth Rollins thing. So Seth Rollins isn't winning the Rumble.
Yeah, I heard.
What does Roman Reigns do if he doesn't win the title at the Rumble? What does he do if he loses the title at the Rumble?
I think it's easy. Braun versus Roman U.S. Championship. I mean, why not? Why the fuck not? It's four title.
That is
it could be a main event.
Best case scenario.
It could be a co-main event. Why not? I don't understand why he needs the Universal Championship. Again. Okay, and he's still not really over. He's only
never been over.
He's only over with Seth Rollins in the ring with him when they do Shield shit.
Never gets 100% face reaction. And that's a problem. That's a problem. People who do that, unfortunately, John Cena, even though I don't like him, even though he got booed out of arenas for 7 straight years, he also, when he first turned face, was the most over fucking guy in wrestling.
He was.
In 2003...
his push was justified.
2003, 2004, into 2005, he was the most over guy in wrestling, and you can't argue with that. He got a pop everywhere he went. People fucking loved him, because he was like a new star.
Behind Eddie Guerrero, he was the one person I would watch on SmackDown.
Yeah. And then 2006, 2007, people were like, all right, enough of John Cena. And that's when we started to turn on him. But Roman Reigns has started at that 2007 John Cena heel level, where people are just like, I'm sick of him already. And now you're still shoving him down our throats. So is he honestly going to win the fucking title against Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble again? How many times is this guy going to win a fucking world title? He's been in the company for, 3 years? And he's already a 3-time world heavyweight champion? And he's going to become the universal champion now?
This is my best case scenario, is that because Jericho is in the shark cage, is that Braun interferes and fucks around with Roman, maybe, to not give him, in order for him to cost the championship, and then they start their feud at WrestleMania. That's the best scenario. That's the scenario I would want, and it would make sense. I know,
it's tough, man. It's real tough. It's tough figuring out a way to fit everybody on the card where Roman doesn't look.
WrestleMania is gonna sell, dude.
It'll sell regardless of what
it's sold out already. I think it's sold out. It's sold out in 2 minutes.
Of course it is.
So you can literally have James Ellsworth versus Mike Cock and main eventing fucking WrestleMania 33. Yeah, I mean, hopefully no. I mean, it could happen. That would be the case. No. I mean, if that was a hypothetical scenario, that would be fine. James Ellsworth. Why are you laughing at me, bro? I just made a little slip up. It's still going to sell out. It's still going to make a ton of money.
Slip it up in your asshole.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That thing was uncalled for, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, I'm on to other things, dude.
It's
On to other things besides that.
Nothing has been. The thing is, like, nothing really has been clarified either. Like, you figure as the weeks go by, you kind of
haven't been clarified.
You kind of like your sexuality, but you never
joke,
know.
Okay.
I knew where you were going, so I stole it from you, so we could get over it quicker this time. Jimmy Palmer,
Jimmy 07926. He didn't respond back to my tweet, by the way. I'm a little pissed off.
He tweeted us and just wrote #Royal Rumble, and he wrote nothing else.
Wait, when was
no
this?
picture. Like
when was it?
A couple days ago.
Oh, cause like last week after we shouted him out. I was like, "Yo, where you been at? Send us some GIFs, man. We've been missing you." Which is sincere. We actually do
We want.
We like the interaction.
We want the GIFs.
We want GIFs. GIFs. Yeah. Right.
There's
pictures. Give me pictures of fucking
animated.
Yeah. Animated. It could be Jericho. It could even be Nia Jax. Could be Nia Jax. I'm not discriminating.
Could be anybody. Could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be Nia Jax.
It's not Nia Jax. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how invested you were in the Raw this week. So I don't know.
I was during the Nia Jax match, but. No, seriously. There's a lot of cool things happening on Raw right now. I mean, because there's a lot of different scenarios where they can go with this. So,
yeah.
So I'm like, I wish we could fast forward 4 weeks from now or 3.5 weeks.
I know.
And just find out what's going to happen.
It's at the end of January, right? The Rumble.
Yeah, because I got like a couple of weeks left now, and
we should have a clearer picture as we get closer to it. It's just, as of right now, like I feel like Jericho. If anything, like if I could have a ranking of the 5 guys in the Rumble right now, okay, the 5 like main guys like that I talked about before, or 4 guys: Goldberg, Lesnar, Jericho, and Strowman. Those are the 4 big names in it right now. That's it. Everybody else is kind of like feeder. Sure. Right now, like those were the 4 names we mentioned last week. But. Like, now my rankings, like, if I have to go a ranking, 1, 2, 3, 4, Jericho has definitely fallen down to the 4th spot now, because, like, he had the least involvement with moving up and winning the Rumble. He just had a quick comment to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was like, hey, what do you mean about that? And then Goldberg immediately came out, and they didn't really get to elaborate on that. I don't know if that's foreshadowing, and they're going to expand on that, or if that was just like, throw it in, make a comment really quick.
It would be cool if Kevin Owens tried to make Jericho lose in the Rumble, but messed it up.
Yeah.
So that Jericho ended up winning.
Like
he eliminated Goldberg by accident. That would be great. He meant to eliminate Jericho. I feel like they would do like a really cool scenario with that.
Yeah.
Like, because Jericho.
That would be really good. That would be really good.
And it'd be a lot. I just think it would be funny as fuck. But we'll see.
So you have that. So Lesnar hasn't been on TV. Paul Heyman made his appearance, but like he didn't really get to talk much before Roman Reigns came out, or no, I forget who came out
established. I mean,
or Braun Strowman. So he came down a spot. So to me, he's like 3rd, and he's not going to win. I don't. Brock Lesnar's
not winning.
But then there's the chance that like I could see Goldberg winning the Rumble.
I could definitely see that.
Like they just did it 2 years ago with Batista. He won the fucking Rumble as like a fucking movie star coming back. Like it was like, former world champion came out of retirement to come back to the company, and they're just like, man, put it on him. Like people are like, we don't want this. We're like, you want this? We don't want this.
Please,
you're getting it.
Put away the blue tights. No, we want the blue tights. No, we don't.
Like they just.
No, I know. Yeah.
So there's that possibility, and then.
Well, then he fights at Fastlane, right? I mean, well, God,
Fastlane.
Always hypothetical. Like
Fastlane is going to have no consequences going to WrestleMania. What it'll do is it'll establish the main event for the SmackDown side. That's what it'll do. That's what it always does. It always finishes off the feud for the other brand. That's how it used to do in the old brand split. Like, so if the Raw guy won the Royal Rumble, SmackDown would figure out their main event scene at the Backlash. It was back then. It was Backlash. So now it's not Backlash. It was No Way Out back then.
Yeah.
So now it's Fastlane. So that's what's going to probably happen. I think if they follow the formula.
I don't want to play all this fantasy booking because it would be cool if like Goldberg did win the Rumble and then at Fastlane for some reason he had to put his Royal Rumble contendership on the line and then lost it because Brock Lesnar fucked him over. And
that could be. That's a good scenario.
Maybe Goldberg versus Jericho. Who knows, man? I mean, it would be pretty fucking funny. It'd be pretty damn good scenario. I know Goldberg doesn't need the fucking title or the championship match.
That'd be good.
We can do a lot of fantasy booking on this.
But then they also teased a little bit of like a Roman and Goldberg thing on SmackDown.
Right. They kind of
stared each other down. So like he could put his fucking Royal Rumble win defended against Roman Reigns at Fastlane.
Very sexual charged moment between them. I was very invested.
It's sexual, baby. So it's really hard right now. And then there's Braun Strowman, man, and they're still building him to the moon. Again, as I said last week, I'm not sure if he's going to be... If they're building him just to be a big guy to destroy a lot of people, like the old Kane. Remember Kane used to always eliminate 10 guys in the Rumble?
Yeah, that record for like 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, that Roman Reigns broke, I think, like 2 years ago. So, like, I don't know if they're just making him the new Kane, or if they're legit, like, oh, no, this is the guy. We like this guy.
Yeah.
And... it's so horrible. Like I feel like I'm repeating myself from last week, but I feel like nothing is solidified in the week that we've watched of wrestling, other than
we talked about it for like
Jericho and Brock Lesnar. Basically, I obviously not winning at this point, but maybe I'm wrong.
We'll see how the cards.
I just noticed on the Facebook Live thing, it looks like we're in 2 different rooms because of the background. Like you have the like very well lit background. I have this like dark. Yeah, we're on split screen.
We're kind of like that's like our like attitudes. Like you're very dark. I'm very cool and light and sexual and cool and like fucking blah blah blah.
Why is light sexual?
No, I'm just saying like a glowing shine.
Why do you love to talk about? He's so weird this week.
I'm not weird. I'm me.
Okay, you. All right, what me. Yeah, you're you. You're just being you. Fred's just being Fred.
Yeah. Fred lives matter.
No, they don't.
So,
do we have anything else we got on the docket here? We're at an hour here.
Ooh, boy. Spoiler alert for anybody, which they're probably going to announce on Monday, is that the first entrant to the Hall of Fame this year for 2017 is Mr. DDP himself. Bang! Diamond Dallas Page.
That's a cool one.
Which I'm definitely on board with. Diamond Dallas Page.
I like it.
Got the fucking Yoga for Men or whatever. Has helped Jake Roberts. Has helped Scott Hall. I mean, that's not a reason for it being in the Hall of Fame, but
shouldn't be.
It should definitely that alone to get Jake Roberts and Scott Hall completely sober, he should fucking win a Nobel Peace Prize and get his dick sucked by Hillary Clinton, because like that is the most craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I thought both of them should be dead by now. And DDP might be like God. He might be like the next. He may be fucking Jesus Christ reincarnated. Anyway, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
He is going to be in the Hall of Fame. That's a good choice. I hope he's not the headliner this year.
Because they don't do that. They're not. The first person's not always the headliner.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I think Daniel Bryan will be a good name this year.
He'll be. I think he'll be in it.
He's definitely. They did that with Edge. The year he retired, he became a Hall of Famer that year.
Yeah, he'll be the Hall of Famer. I don't think Owen Hart's still going to be in the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, because they still got that lawsuit shit going on with Martha Hart. But oh well, I mean, another year maybe perhaps.
Who's not in it? Who's deserving? That's the good question.
Well, Macho Man's now in it.
He's in it.
Yeah, Warrior's been in it.
Warrior's in it.
Sammartino.
He was in it last year.
Who can we go with? I mean,
Daniel Bryan's the only other obvious one that I can think of.
Like big names, right? I mean,
big names.
Those are 2 big names right there.
Those are huge names. Daniel Bryan might be the big name. I don't know if they can get another marquee name bigger than Daniel Bryan this year.
They might even do like Brie Bella, something like that, like something small. Small. Who would be the celebrity guest? Who would be the celebrity one?
Donald Trump's already in it.
Donald Trump's already in it. Mike Tyson's already in it. Drew Carey's already in it.
Pete Rose is in it.
Pete Rose is already in it. I mean, there's not too many people left at that point.
I forget that they do that fucking celebrity thing every year. It's so stupid. Maybe they'll put Bob Barker in it.
Bob Barker, I guess.
He had that one great Raw with
the choking thing?
The Price is Raw. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was
great.
pretty good. I mean, like, I'm always excited for the Hall of Fame.
I like the Hall of Fame because it's like a thing I shouldn't really care about because there's no actual physical Hall of Fame, but it's just cool to see them show like the fucking like big vignette of like all of the guys' career highlights, or the women, and it's fucking great. I love when they do that.
Actually, like I still remember this, like when
Maybe
Dusty...
China.
Ooh, that would be a controversial one, dude.
They should do it.
That'd be they should in good conscience
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They ran videos for her when she died.
Yeah, she'll be
like
in it.
They were just like,
she'll be
as soon as she died, they're like, oh, we forgive her for all of her misgivings. Like, because she's dead. Like,
they'll play it up as like ninth wonder of the world, stuff like that.
Right.
Triple H should. I wish she should have got... Listen, I feel bad, but like she should have gotten her due when she was alive, but unfortunately things didn't happen that way. But that would be a great... That would actually be a great one right there. Actually,
is Mick Foley in the Hall of Fame?
You know who should be in the Hall of Fame?
Is Mick Foley? Did anyone know that? I don't know.
I would imagine so.
I think Booker T is in. I don't know if Mick Foley... He must be in.
I don't know. You know who should be in it? Aretha Franklin! I love that. WrestleMania 3, motherfuckers.
I don't know. That's something to think about. But yeah, DDP is definitely a good choice. I love just like waiting for them to announce it every week. Unfortunately, fucking TMZ is now like breaking the news every year. I don't know if you know,
that's probably where they got it from.
Yeah, like on Monday morning every week they go like, oh, we're breaking news. The newest. Remember, they did it last year with who was the big name last year?
Was it Warrior?
No, it was a couple years ago. Fuck.
Sting?
Is Piper in it?
Piper's in it.
Piper's in it.
I still remember back in when Dusty Rhodes got introduced into the Hall of Fame.
That was a good speech.
And it was a good speech by Mr. Cody Rhodes, who had not been...
And Dustin.
But I do distinctly remember Cody Rhodes giving like a speech, and I was like, wow, why is this guy like not in WWE? He cut this amazing speech. Like, he caught my attention, and I didn't know who, like, he wasn't a wrestler at that point. I didn't give a fuck who he was. It was pretty damn cool, actually. So, I don't know. I just remember that moment. But, China should be in it.
China's going to be in it.
Yeah, she should. Rightfully so. She should be in it. She did a lot for women's wrestling. I'll give
she did.
You know.
She was, when she was wrestling...
Was Lita in it?
I don't know if Lita's in it. I think Lita might have joined it last year.
Trisha's in it.
Trisha's definitely in it. I think Lita joined last year, I think.
Oh, okay.
She was in good standing with the company. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Brother Nero should be in there.
Dean Malenko should be in it.
He should be.
Hey, maybe he would be. That's a good choice.
Dino Molino.
That's like a good WCW
Dino
choice.
Machino.
They always go with like an outside like WWE universe guy, like
Psychosis.
Like AWA. Fuck off.
Psychosis.
No.
La Parka.
No.
Juventud. Alex. Dude, no. Alex Wright. Alex Wright. Yeah.
Fred is so fucking annoying this week.
Sorry.
Fuck you. Alright, read your last little blurb. I'm ending this shit. I'm getting pissed off at this shit.
The ADR's having a little bit of a problem lately.
Who? Alberto
Del Rio. That's someone that's not going to be in the Hall of Fame this year.
No, he is not.
No, he got to do a little bit of a rescue poo down in but in Austria. Some weird story. He's fucking fighting he got into a fist fight with his brother. Like, his name is like El Hijo del Santos or some bullshit. And some random Austrian guy. I don't know what the fuck happened. And they got arrested. And like, ever since ADR got popped for the drug deal, you know, and shit like that. Like, and then he quit the company, and then Paige followed. A lot of shady shits, and then they also got mugged apparently.
Really?
Yeah, they got robbed apparently.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to like
Ryan Lochte to fake the whole
like
thing.
Kim Kardashian. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that it was, but like they were stuck at gunpoint, you know. So I don't know, man. I'm having a bad suspicion that ADR is going down this bad trail that no one seems to be kind of like dealing with. And because we don't really know any details. ADR doesn't talk. He doesn't shoot on the radio or anything or interviews. He's not on any podcasts.
I think I read something recently that he said he might join TNA soon.
I mean, he's really got the only thing left. And
I think he's like finalizing a deal with them. I think I read.
He might as well, because like I don't think he even wants to be in WWE anymore. So
good. I don't want to see him anymore anyway. I didn't like it. I remember when we were talking about the United States fucking John Cena's United States fucking tournament, like when he came, when he was the guy who showed up. Like I forget, were we doing a podcast back then? No, right?
No, it was
right after.
That was 2015.
Okay, yeah. So my cousin texted me. He's a big wrestling fan, and he said like, "Oh, did you watch the pay-per-view tonight?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, the guy who came back for the United States title, what did he call it? The Open Challenge."
The Open Challenge.
He's like, "Oh, it was really cool." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I guess Cena lost. I turned it on. It was fucking Alberto Del Rio. I'm like, "No, it's not." I heard his music. I was like, I'm like,
such a lame duck fucking man. Oh, that was so bad.
I would have been more excited to see Jack Swagger, and I would.
Yeah, no,
actually, I wouldn't.
You go from like John Cena having these great matches like Sami Zayn, Cesaro.
By the way, what happened with Jack Swagger? Remember he started a feud with Baron Corbin, and it went nowhere. He changed. His contract expired on Raw. He moved to SmackDown.
Cut a good promo too.
No, he did not.
Shut
up.
Crowd was into it.
No, they weren't.
Mm-hmm. Go back to the tapes.
I will not, because I will not do that. I will not do that. He was so bad. He was
like
trying to
Jack
be like
Fagger.
He was. We're like Jack sweaty balls in your mouth.
I don't talk about him like that. You don't know what it's like to have sweaty balls in your mouth. It's not nice.
All right. On that note, let's wrap this shit up, Fred. Okay. I got nothing else. Do you got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, that's the end of our show.
I think so. I had some notes, but I ripped it up earlier because of a certain situation that we brought up, and I didn't like that. So
you brought it up.
Did I bring it up?
Yeah, you did.
Do I need to go back to the bottle? Should I drink this fucking alcohol?
I don't even know what that is, man.
It's got some white stuff in it. Mixed with... That might be piss. Oh my god, that's fucked up. Anyway,
what is this, actually? I don't even remember.
That's good.
Oh, there is something hanging in there. What is that?
Is that? Oh, shit.
Stop dropping your glasses, you fucking... What is that?
Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch. I
don't like vaginas.
It's the cork. The cork is deteriorating.
I drank cork?
He definitely drank cork.
I drank cork.
He drank some cork.
Cork.
Some cork and shit.
Cork, like the wood cork. That's what I meant.
Fred loves having wood in his mouth.
Dude. First of all, I'm going to sign off like this. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this, guys. Why don't you sing your song and then say what you're going to say instead of me saying... How about I sing the song and you say your thing? Okay. We love wrestling!
Especially when Nia Jax is looking fucking fine! Fuck yeah! I'm out, motherfucker! If there's anyone that's gonna take me to go to the other side, it's Nia Jax.
What other side? You mean straight?
No, I meant like when I'm switching channels.
God.
I'm like, no.
You fucking faggot!
No!
Later!
No. I meant when I switch channels and I see Nia Jax on, I have to change it. Oh shit! This is a big red ball. All right, guys. Anyway, on that note, straight Fred. Straight Craig.
Hey, we did it 2 weeks in a row. We'll be back next week for the next episode of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. If you are not following us on Twitter, why the fuck not? It's at Wretched Wrestling. Wretched Wrestle. Sorry.
Wrestle.
Our Facebook page is at Wretched Wrestling. Go to Facebook.com/WretchedWrestle. Link. God damn it, I'm fucking it up today.
We're now on YouTube, people. You're going to see these two beautiful faces on YouTube every week.
If you missed the live, Facebook Live segment, we are posting that onto YouTube now. And we're going to start upgrading that in the near future, where we'll have some high definition shit.
Yeah, you're gonna see this beautiful face.
And for our fans watching on Facebook Live and YouTube, you can also listen to us on podcasts, because it is a podcast. So you can listen to us. Subscribe, please. Rate and review.
You don't even have to watch us or listen. Just vote or subscribe, download.
Just tell everybody we are great.
Some fucking break.
So we're on iTunes.
I got
kids. We're on Google Play. We're on Podomatic. You can check us on the Podomatic app. Check out all your podcast apps. We're
on RedTube. We're on everything.
We're here, there, everywhere. We're on X videos,
and we're also on YouPorn.
Yes, YouPorn.
Yeah,
can't forget YouPorn.
Exactly.
The standard bearer of people who don't know good websites to look at porn.com. Yes.
Should I do YouTube or YouPorn?
It's like people go to www.facts.com. I bet that's all the video Val made.
And Jimmy! Fucking tweet.
Where's Jimmy? Jimmy
Vollmer!
Jimmy.
Here we go. You.
I need those GIFs.
I
need those GIFs. Give me those GIFs.
GIFs, please.
Alright, guys.
Alright, bye.
That's the end of our show. That was a good show.
That was a good show, everybody. Post show.
Oh, hey, yeah, we're on the post show here. So
this is fun.
Let us know how you guys like the show. I don't think we have anybody watching right now.